of intro, don't worry. Unless you want to, Adam.
Yeah, go on then. I'm not very good at it.
Oh, no.
Adam hasn't done it in a while. Let
Yeah,
Adam
but
intro.
fuck him. I'm not in the mood for his happy little bullshit.
I'm rolling anyway.
Take it away, Adam. Go on.
Hello, welcome back to the back post. It's Monday, I think. Yes, it is. How are we, Jay and Josh?
There's a reason why we don't let him intro, man. I'm well, thank you, Adam.
Good.
How are you, Josh? I want to know how Josh is.
We know Josh isn't okay,
Can you-
but that's okay.
I've got a spot under
say
my
what you-
armpit. It really hurts.
I was about to say, can you say what you told me before?
I know. You know what? I'm looking forward to this, like the actual conversation part of this, but the content I have an issue with. So should we just get it over with?
Yeah, I think let's jump straight into Spurs, shall we?
Right. How?
Josh, go
I
on.
know that obviously, we pride ourselves on being a little bit biased here. You're about to hear Adam talk about United. There's going to be clear bias coming along.
I didn't know that's what we pride ourselves on.
We know. There's no, But anyway, we're going to try and be not biased but truthful here. So let me preface everything I'm going to say by saying Spurs were terrible and deserved to lose against Sheffield. Okay, that's firmly on the table.
Yeah, agreed.
That's there.
I'm surprised you even said that.
Yeah, fuck you. However, we've all seen the first disallowed goal, haven't we, for Tottenham?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, yeah.
What's going on there?
That it is
What's going on there,
so
boys?
bad. So I didn't see it on the day, and I heard loads of uproar about it. And kind of, you know what? The sad thing is, I was kind of like, yeah, VAR's doing its thing again. But then obviously I watched the highlights, and I was like, well, no, whoa, that's really bad.
What I don't
That is
understand, I think what's very useful about that actually is because it doesn't actually the gods of football have allowed me not to be biased here because the exact same thing happened for the fifth goal that was disallowed against Liverpool.
the same thing.
Yeah, so essentially, I can't remember who it was, but it was for the Mahrez's goal. I think it was Gundogan. Gets dragged down by, I think it was Wijnaldum. Gets dragged down. So same way, it's a foul, and because he's dragged down, the hand hits the ball on the floor. Now, I get that you can't handball. I get that you can't unintentionally handball. You can't even touch your hand. But if you're getting fouled, if I push, it's the equivalent of me grabbing you, Jay, punching you with your own fist and going, "Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?" Like, it's nonsense. Like, what I don't understand is if you decide that's not a goal, which they did against Tottenham, why is it not a foul? Like,
Yeah, like where's
all the advantage is
yeah.
clearly gone because they've stopped the goal. There was no advantage. It was a clear foul.
So you saying like it should have been given as a pen?
No, it was outside the box. But
Oh, was it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was. But I'm just saying, like, how can you be so clear cut on the rules that it's hit his hand, but then kind of forget why he's gone down there? Lucas Moura didn't decide, I know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to belly slide and punch the ball to Kane. That was not a thought process.
It wasn't a Fernandinho save. It wasn't an intentional.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree. It is absolutely ridiculous what happened. I think it's one of the worst VAR things to go against someone.
And
Maybe
on
this whole season.
a slight second note as well, I think Kane's header should have been allowed as well. That whole push in the back bollocks in the box is getting silly.
It is getting silly. I
you
mean,
need to
I
create
understand
room
that
for
more,
yourself.
obviously.
Yeah, no, I completely get it, and I would expect it not to be given. But also, I don't understand why we've come to this point. Like, his hands have to be somewhere for balance, don't they?
You can't balance off of a player though. That like.
No, but what the centre back. So this is what centre backs do now. The centre backs lean into the striker, and so you need to put your hands out because they're leaning onto you. And then as soon as they feel that hand go out, they then crumple.
Crouchy would be
ridiculous.
fucked in today's game because
Yeah,
that's
it's
what, like
ridiculous.
he just pushed everyone down. Yeah, no, it is ridiculous. I agree. I think VAR has been awful this game week. To be fair, there was a couple more instances over the other games, and I think your game just showed how still this far in, it's still so not ready to be used correctly.
But yeah, no.
But anyway,
on,
let's
on the note, we were shit and we're shit, and I
Yeah.
don't, hopefully it was just a little blip because it was always going to happen. I said Sheffield were finished, and then they.
Do you not think that since you've come back, though,
Yeah,
you've just not been the same Tottenham as you was throughout the whole of the season?
I mean, the Tottenham. I don't know what Tottenham you're speaking about because we were shit for 10 games before the break, and B, we were a better team than you, and we were a better team than West Ham. So by law of, we've been the better team in 2 out of 3 games. We haven't been good.
So you won 1 out of 3 games. That's what you're saying.
Right. Yes, but were we or were we not? Have we not agreed that we were better than United?
No.
And you got a little Pogba penalty, a little dive. Anyway, I'm not saying it doesn't look good. I'm not saying it's good. The fact that Arsenal beat Wolves has just compounded my misery. All right, so it's all shit. Brilliant.
I was going to say it's karma for you digging out Sheffield so much.
Right now, still fuck them. Did they draw yesterday? Did they play yesterday?
Yeah, they drew with Burnley 1-1.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
No, it's. I mean, talk about your next game, which is tonight. It'll be already happened by the pod's gone. But if you lose to Everton, and Everton aren't the worst, you're going to the bottom 10 then, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fine. Honestly, we're not going to get relegated. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Yeah, you're not going to get relegated.
I'm just saying, man. Whatever. Literally, whatever happens.
See, now
happens,
you know what's this bullshit right here. Like, if this was Chelsea, you'd be fucking digging us out. You're so shit. This and that. This is awful. But it's just fine if it's Tottenham. That's bullshit.
No. Because I'm pretty sure we were friends when Chelsea finished 10th, and
yeah, but we weren't close enough yet.
Oh, fair enough.
It was first year of uni, I think.
No, I'm just saying. What do you want to say, Jay? What do you want to say? For me, the season's over. We're done. All right. I'm gonna enjoy the games. I'm gonna pay Now TV a fucking tenner a pop to watch us play like shit, and I'm gonna just wait till the season's over, and then I'm really gonna start getting upset if it doesn't fix itself by next season. The thing is, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna support Tottenham, but I'm just gonna sort of disengage my heart. All right. What more do you want?
Oh. Nothing. Great.
You can't hurt me, Jay. You can't hurt me any more than Tottenham's already hurt me.
True. Okay, so I guess now is where we have to move on to Manchester United, isn't it?
Yeah.
No. Well, I think we should finish with Manchester United and finish on Adam's little high horse, and let's just talk about the fact that Tottenham wasn't even the worst result of the fucking weekend. Of the week.
So, yeah, cool. So Chelsea West Ham happened.
Yeah, you tried to diffuse the situation, then, didn't you, Jay?
I mean, I tried to I was gonna do like a shit sandwich, but
Adam, what's worse, losing 3-1 to a team in the top fighting for top 6, or losing 3-2 for a relegation threatened side?
That's both. So West Ham's a derby, and anything can happen in a derby. However, Sheffield are a much better team, so I'm gonna go. They're both probably the same.
Brilliant.
So I'm not gonna defend that game. I'm not gonna defend that game. That game was an awful time. Our defense was awful. Our attack was awful. They had that disallowed goal. Again, VAR was just shit. Antonio was in the way or something. Did you see that, boy?
The first Suchek one, and they scored instantly.
Yeah. And to be honest, we went 1-0 ahead. We could have actually, although we weren't playing well, we could have had that game, but we didn't. Yeah, that game was shit, but I wanted to actually say something. Why was that game shit, boys? Why do you think that game was so bad for us? What's our problem?
Personally, I think that you don't know how to settle for a draw, would be what I would say. You committed every man up the pitch, and then West Ham went, all right, cheers.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we get desperate in games when we have a lot of possession and we're not scoring, definitely. But a big problem was the defence, right?
Okay.
Rudiger had a Western, Christensen had a Western, and I think a big problem is that we don't have we don't have that full-on strong leader. It's supposed to be Asby, and he can come through, but he's not it, is he?
I
think
he's been around for a long time now, You've got to remember that.
Yeah, he has.
The Premier League's probably getting a bit too quick for him, I'd say.
Nah. Wasn't it?
No, he could still bomb up.
Wasn't it just earlier since the restart, you were talking about how he was bombing down the wing and creating goals and dragging Chelsea through it. So I think that's good.
No, okay. So I think he's defensively he's great, but also he's now in a role where he wasn't a couple of years ago, where he's having to get forward, and he's adapting to that really well. But I think that means he's lacking in defence, which should be fine because we should have two centre backs that is more than capable. But in that game, they definitely wasn't. But I had a thought about this the other day. Why did we get rid of Gary Cahill? I think Gary Cahill would still do a good job in our defence.
Yeah, no, I saw them talking about this the other day on I can't remember what on, but yeah, he's been one of Palace's best players.
Yeah,
so.
Sarri completely phased him out, and I think he'd be perfect. He'd still be our captain. He'd be a strong leader in the back line. Him and Rudiger would be quite strong, and I think it would fix some of our problems.
But the issue is, you have to make choices, don't you? Like you still had David Luiz at that point, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you still had David Luiz, you've got Zuma, you've got Tomori, you've got Rudiger, you've got Christensen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
sorry,
we got
that one out.
Yeah, no, no, 100%, and I think it's a shame that Tomori's injured at the moment, because I think this is a good time for him to shine, because we all know, that he's a really good defender, and I think he's got a lot of promise. This all being said, though, right, I still think that obviously it was an awful game. I'm not defending that game, but people got gassed quick. Everyone's like, that's it, Chelsea are done. Chelsea are fucked, it's all over. But previous to this, I got it. Looking at Twitter, I know Twitter's a bit of a weird one, but I saw it, a lot of people.
Your fans are the worst on Twitter. I've read through Chelsea's tweets on Twitter.
Chelsea, some of Chelsea's Twitters, even like
fans.
Some fans are crazy, I'll agree, but some people are just digging us out a bit too quickly, and previous to that game, we'd won 3. One of them was City as well. And then moving on from that, we beat Watford. It can happen to anyone. Even though it's the worst way to lose in the final minute, 3-2, it's technically the best way to, it means there's fine margins. It doesn't mean you were outclassed all game. For you, a fan, it's the worst. And probably from a tactical standpoint, it's not great because you've got to hold on for another minute, so just hold on. But from an actual fine margins point of view, there's a minute between you drawing and a draw,
losing. So
great point, 100%. But then but then we moved on to the Watford game. Quickly move on to the Watford game, and we played really well. And we had the defense. The defense was really good. Zuma came in for Rudiger. I still think the defense wasn't tested as much to fully say that they're better than Rudiger. Do you know what I mean? Watford weren't actually going for us. But we had 3 goals. Pulisic played really well. Ross Barkley played really well. Mason Mount got man of the match. He played really well. And it was just a good response to see, after such a low blow, to get back into fourth, because we did lose it for a couple hours when United won. And back and forth. It's going to be so tight, boys. It's very scary.
I don't know what you mean. I think it's pretty much settled. But
what do you think? You think the top 4 settled?
No, I was making a joke because we were discussing the fact that Tottenham could catch up at the start of this, and be alright. Might have slipped away now, but it's fine.
Yeah, I think so. But Adam, take away, mate. Go on.
So we played Brighton, didn't we? That was on Tuesday, 6 days ago. I'm honestly forgetting all days. Yeah, that was a comfortable game. I don't really have much to say about that one, to be fair, because I think we all expected us to put a few past them anyway. We controlled the game. Defence looked solid. Greenwood's coming on a lot, and I'll talk about him a bit more later, but I think we've finally found our team. I think we maybe need one more centre half. But
Nathan Ake, did you see that Solskjaer was chatting to him after the game?
Yeah, no, you know what? We spoke about him for a second last week, didn't we? I like him, me.
Very clearly says we need a left-footed centre-back to Ake.
Didn't the BT Sport hear that on the listening thing?
That's funny, that. But yeah, no, that game was comfortable. I don't have much to say about that one. But going to Bournemouth, listen, I know we put 5 past him, but the first half, I thought we was woeful at the back. And I think we're seeing what we saw in the Tottenham game with our back four. We saw it again against Bournemouth. Their first goal was utterly shite defending by us.
Well,
and they scored first as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they went 1-0.
He Megs Maguire, didn't he?
Yeah, but then
and I think
he was. Do you see the goal?
Yeah.
Do you see how flat-footed he was and how heavy he was to stand in front of him?
That is Maguire's problem, isn't it?
Well, that's the point I was going to make. Maguire is a player that you've bought, which has undoubtedly, I think the things it doesn't have to be black and white. So he's undoubtedly improved United's defence.
Yeah, definitely.
He was probably worth the investment in order to take you from where you were to where you are. Mm-hmm. He is not an £80 million player. And
we can all agree with that, though, can't we?
And he is not.
Yeah, no one thinks that.
Ferdinand, Vidic, Stam. He's not. He's solid. He's decent. But he will have moments where United fans who are used to the absolute best go, "What are you doing?" But if that happened at Leicester, everyone would go, "Oh, fair enough."
But
yeah,
we went 1-0 down. We pulled it back. Yeah, Lindelof was. I thought he had an average game. I thought when Bailey come on at half time. Did you see what happened literally a second later?
Or the penalty?
The penalty.
I don't think it was a penalty.
See, I do. I think it was idiotic.
It confused me. It was stupid, but for me, his arm was up, but I still think it hits his shoulder.
I know, but I think the fact that he put his arm up to try and stop the ball.
But then what's the point of VAR? Because are you not allowed to shoulder the ball anymore? Would Balotelli's famous shouldering have been disallowed nowadays?
No, because his arm was down. Bailey's intentionally put his arm up, hasn't he? You don't do that. You know what I mean? But
it's fair,
but
I don't know.
The point I'm making is Bailey and Lindelof are not strong enough to go next to Maguire.
I mean, you've got a
if we're going to push for the league next year, which could happen.
Here we go. Okay.
We can't just have Maguire and see. I don't know about Smalling either.
We're pushing for the league next season now.
Oh,
Did me and Jay missed a little bit of this chat where suddenly United are pushing for the league next year?
Well, if we can carry on this form, yeah, of course we can.
Yeah, sorry, if Tottenham could carry on their form, we'd have won the Champions League and the Premier League. It doesn't work like that.
I think to note with United, Adam, as well, is just you definitely when you get form, you look dangerous, but then you have in the past year and a half with Solskjaer. When you lost form, it goes downhill very quickly.
I thought we was going to get beat off
to get it again.
When they went 1-0 up, I thought we was going to get beat.
Oh yeah, I was hoping.
I think what's changed from before the break is, if you watched it till the 90th minute, we were still attacking, even though we'd scored 5.
Yeah.
About 6 months ago, we'd have gone 2-1 up, 1-0 up, and we would have shut up shop. We wouldn't attack. And this is what I like with this team. We've scored, front three. Martial, Rashford, Green would have scored 55 goals this calendar year. That's more than Salah, Firmino and Mane.
I saw that.
I'm pretty sure there was a season where Kane scored about 51 in a calendar year.
Yeah, not this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think your problem is very similar to ours. Is that you've got a really good midfielder.
Even
up front.
Shaw, I don't think
yours
Shaw's
is better
up
than
to
ours.
I think he looks very, very slow, and he don't think he's keeping up with the game. So
you as well as a lot of other teams need to buy a centre back. We do, City do, United do, arguably
Tottenham need about
Tottenham
4.
Do. So we're all going to be battling for centre backs this transfer season. Well, apparently Chelsea aren't. Apparently we're going for Kai Havertz, even though we have about 50 midfielders.
yeah,
So all I wanted to say about United, is just to because it's my job to bring people back down to earth a little bit. Is there's no doubt United are a very, very a team now filled with borderline world-class players. Mm-hmm. However, you have heard the phrase, if you throw enough shit, some of it'll stick, really comes together. Do you know, since 2015-16, you've, on average, spent £59.3 million per midfielder since then. Obviously, the Pogba thing drives that up. Mm-hmm. You've spent so much money, and I can't believe I'm going to defend Chelsea here, unlike Chelsea, you haven't had a Hazard to sell. Who was the last big player to leave United for big money?
How much did Sanchez go for?
Probably Lukaku, isn't it?
He hasn't. Sanchez is on loan.
Yeah, Lukaku's
Oh my
gone
God,
on
is he
loan,
on
but I
loan?
think there's a deal there. So
Now, Lukaku's been sold. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Lukaku was sold for about, I think it was 60. I think it was less than you paid for him. You paid about 70 for him.
We paid 50
But
for him.
all I'm saying is, only City have spent more money than United. So, like, yes, you've got a team, but when you buy Pogba and you buy Matic and you buy Fred and you buy Bruno and you spend £80 million on a centre back, like, the fact that you're going, oh, we could challenge, there should be no could with that.
I agree with you there. But again, we've concentrated, like Chelsea have, we're concentrating too much on midfielders at the moment, and that's not the problem. You know, all our midfielders, I'd be happy with starting at the moment. With McTominay, Fred, Matic has looked, good since coming back.
It's because also, like, Matic was never a bad player. Pogba was never a bad player. You just gave them too much to do.
Yeah.
Matic, go and focus on what you're good at. Pogba, you go and focus on what you're good at. Bruno, go and just destroy teams.
Well, I think this is what's happening now, isn't it? Matic sitting there as the anchor, he's allowing Pogba to free up his space, and he's allowing to play Bruno through.
I mean, but then again, like, it should Solskjaer be commended for just looking at what worked perfectly with Matuidi. Matuidi and Matic are very comparable. Pogba and Pogba are very comparable. And then you've got a more forward thinking of that in Bruno. Like, there shouldn't have been this time to realise this. Like, where has Pogba been for 2 years? I know he's played on and off, and he's had a few injuries, but
Mourinho, like, dicked about there, didn't he, with him?
Yeah,
the managers we've had have not got the best out of our players.
Yeah, Mourinho. That was that whole Mourinho Pogba thing, and that was
Mourinho's style of play is
scenario.
Defend, and that's how.
I know Mourinho's about to ship off Ndombele. He's probably one of the most talented footballers Tottenham's ever had.
Yeah, and Ndombele ain't happy, is he?
And Mourinho's gonna be like, "Bye, have fun. I'll see you in a few years next to Salah, De Bruyne."
Yeah, but I mean, he did that with them fucking two. But also, he's not playing. I don't know if these players are injured, but for Tongan and Alderweireld, why is he not playing them, Josh?
Well, that is a point I will make. I was for the first 2 games. There's no point like suddenly backtracking and saying it's shit. I was happy with Dier and Sanchez.
Yeah.
But the Sheffield goal that went in, there was 2 tap-ins.
Yeah.
There's just Dier stops running, and as much as I think Dier's done all right, there is absolutely no way in hell Alderweireld turns off that defensively.
Yeah, because they've got years of defensive practice. Dier's a CDM, isn't he?
Well, no, Dier
doesn't have
isn't.
to.
It's weird with Dier. He is both, but the fact is that he is. Well, yeah, Alderweireld maybe is fallen off now, but him and Van Dijk were the only. There was a time we were discussing Alderweireld and Van Dijk being the only world class centre backs in the league. A season and a half ago. And yes, he's fallen a bit from grace, but still, he deserves a place in the squad, and I really hope to see him back tonight.
That is the Mourinho way. Should we leave it there and go for part 2, boys?
Yeah, why not? Before we move on to the new fixtures.
Okay.
Has there ever been a better goal by a player that looks utterly out of his depth than Che Adams against City? Like, he has not scored for Southampton yet.
No.
He has been tragically bad, and then he just pings it from 40 yards past Edison.
I always used to get Che Adams on FIFA. He always levelled up rapid and
he's a beast on FIFA. Yeah.
Oh, he sits in the same category as Ben Berrington and Adam Armstrong for just pace strikers. It's a beautiful time. Sorry, I just thought he deserved a bit of credit.
Well, that happens a lot. Like, you can get players that don't show up, and then against the big teams, they go, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do them.
He hasn't shown up against anyone, big team, small team, and then he literally picked up a loose ball. And have you seen the goal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it chipped him from 40 yards.
Mate, this is the thing that this is it. Like, with professional footballers, like, they'll have a bad spell and you'll think they're shit, but they're never shit. They just like, they always have it there.
We'll move on. Sorry.
Well, I thought you were going to say Saka. Saka's goal was good.
That. Jay, go.
We play Palace tomorrow. Palace were in good form before Liverpool smacked them 4-0. Like, they started the project restart really well. We I mean, it's just important to win every single game going forward now. Palace is going to be difficult. They have a good squad. But we have more momentum. I can see that being like a tough 2-1.
Are you home or away?
Home.
Home.
You say Liverpool as well, Jay. Palace also just got slapped 3-0 by Leicester as well.
They did.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
that's better for us. Cheers, Josh.
Well, obviously, Palace don't have anything to play for now.
Basically,
do they?
Cahill's shit. He's like 6 goals in.
You leave Cahill alone. I want him back.
I think.
To be fair, did you see the slip from Saka?
I didn't
Saka,
know.
sorry. Oof. Just if you get a moment, watch the slip from Saka. Terrible
Yeah.
scenes. Sorry. Go.
But yeah, no, I think it's gonna be a tough game. Don't get me wrong, but I think we should win it.
Well, this is the thing now, Jay. It's yours to lose, isn't it? Champions League. So,
Unfortunately, yeah, you're right, because we're the ones holding the spot.
but is that more pressure on you or more pressure on us? Would you say?
I would say it's more pressure on us because we will lose it and you will gain it if that happens. So yeah, there's definitely more pressure on us to retain it. I mean, the Watford game had a lot of pressure in it, and we handled that quite well. Because if we lost that game, we would have been sixth. Also not forgetting that we are only 1 point behind Leicester, so another Leicester slip up could result in a third
it's
place.
Going to finish. I think you're going to finish third. I think we'll finish fourth, and I think Leicester will finish fifth.
Big shout. I mean,
United will overtake.
You have form at the minute, and it's hard to see that form decline.
It's not just form as well. I think it's look of the fixtures. I've just had a quick look through, and United have to get past Villa, Southampton, Palace, West Ham, Leicester.
Yeah,
Okay.
Leicester's the last
Every
game.
single one of those games should be winnable. And you say, oh yeah, Leicester's, but then Chelsea, if I can just, Chelsea have.
We still have like Liverpool to play, Wolves, Palace.
Yeah, Sheffield.
Sheffield, yeah.
It's got to be. I'm excited, but only because I'm more optimistic than you. Because again,
And
the
it's
fixtures.
I'm optimistic
Have
as
you
well,
got
'cause
Leicester's
obviously-
fixtures there?
Leicester's fixture, I can do, yeah. But also, what I was going to say, as well as that, sandwiched in between this tight run-in for you two of probably the most competitive place fight outside the relegation zone. You're facing each other in the FA Cup, halfway between it. So
You're right.
what more do you want?
Yeah, no, mate. It's you know what? This at the end of the season is going to be tasty. I'm more worried than you, Adam, but that's only because of our performances and your performances.
Yeah.
But ultimately, over the past 5 games, we've won 4 and we're still 4th. So
Leicester have Arsenal, Bournemouth, Sheffield, Tottenham, Man U.
Oh, so that's difficult, So they might actually fall out of that top 4, and me and Chelsea and United could.
I think that's what will happen.
Yeah, that's
They
very
might come back
Unless
strong at all,
Vardy's
have
found
they?
his shooting boots after the other day, after Palace.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, we have Villa on Thursday. Are they down officially or no? They can still survive.
No one's down officially yet.
And Norwich not officially.
Norwich are down, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Norwich are. Villa ain't there. Villa are still 1 point. If they're 1 point behind Watford, who are 17th, so they can still get out. It's just gonna be very tight down there.
I think our team's too strong for him. I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but again, we've got
Villa is
form,
shit.
we've got goals, we've got clean sheets apart from last week. I think we should ease past him. I'm gonna say 2-0 United.
Yeah, I mean,
game.
it should be easy 2-0, but they are still fighting for something. But
Yeah.
they've been fighting for something for the past 3
Norwich
games.
aren't
They've done
down,
nothing.
sorry, just so we know.
Really?
We've got.
I mean, they're on
5 points
21
left.
points.
We've got 5 games left, and they're 7 points off safety. There's 15 points to play for down there.
That's crazy, man.
They are down. Don't get me wrong. They're absolutely down. They're
Big
not.
turnaround could help them. Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah,
Josh, what
again,
about-
going back to the top 4 race, all we can do now is win. If we win and don't finish 4th, I'm not obviously I'll be a bit gutted, but we've done that. We've done our best. We've won our games.
Yeah.
So we've unfortunately got to rely on Leicester and Chelsea.
Yeah, it's the same with us. And like, I mean, Wolves were in the conversation before they lost to
Well,
Arsenal.
they're only 3 points behind us, so it's still, you know.
Exactly.
I do think every single team in the league will lose another game easily. 5 games left. United would be getting into like 21 games unbeaten if you didn't lose another game.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
One of you has to get knocked out of the FA Cup, and that'll be a massive confidence boost. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
Even Liverpool now are just, you know, had a few shocks. Man City have lost 3 on the bounce.
Mm-hmm.
There will be losses across the board, and Tottenham could climb up to 8th. But apart from that,
Climb up to 8th. Wow.
nah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting. And also, in amongst all of this, Sheffield are playing Wolves this week. And, you know, that could be the start of them climbing back up into the Europa League spots, which I would like, to be honest. I've enjoyed Sheffield.
I always like to back the team that's just lost, though. So I do think Wolves will bounce back from the Arsenal game.
Yeah, I mean, and Wolves are like, you know, Wolves are really good. They deserve to be where they're at.
Well, I'm pissed off that Arsenal are 7th. It's annoying seeing them there.
It is. Still below us.
It won't be 50 quid, though, to be fair.
There's always an upside. Well, I said to Josh, actually, I weirdly wanted Arsenal to win the other day, so it slowed down Wolves, and obviously I wanted Bournemouth to win, but that never happened. So I'm egging on everyone else now.
Yeah.
I think that's it, boys. I think we've wrapped up the Prem for the next week. There's so many games. Like, we're trying to keep up. There's so many games that I keep trying to do a running order for this podcast, and I'm like, yo, we've got 2 games still, and yeah, it's great though, because still I'm watching a lot of football. I'll probably watch the game tonight, even though it's Spurs Everton.
Yeah, I think I'll whack it on, to be fair.
I probably will.
Yeah, it's more understandable for you. Calvert-Lewin, hat-trick.
You know, Ross is going to come round. It's the first time he's actually going to come into the lounge to watch it.
Oh, it's mad.
Anyone been to the pub since it's reopened?
No.
Yeah, I watched the Bournemouth game in there. It was quiet.
What?
It was literally us.
Was there table service or anything?
No, so it was one person at the bar at the time within your bubble. So there was 5 of us. So it wasn't too bad. Yeah, we watched the game and went home. So
my cousin went to the pub near him, and to watch the game, and he said there was table service. You have to give your name and your number and all this, and takes a lot of fun out of going to the pub, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was okay atmosphere. But
I think it'll be a long time before you see Josh Park in a pub again.
It's fair enough.
I mean, with summer coming, it's lovely just to sit in your garden. I mean, the other week I brought my telly out into the garden and watched the Chelsea City game. It was great.
You spend what, £5 on 4 cans, then you go to the pub and you're spending that on 1 pint. And then when you think you can sit in your garden, rather than not being able to stand up at a table, the logic sort of.
That's the only thing that makes Now TV seem worth it, because a crate and a Now TV pass is probably less than you'd spend at the pub watching the game.
This video is sponsored by Now TV.
I'm Crates.
Please. let's get a Carlsberg.
Please sponsor us.
Just the word Crates is sponsored.
Just the word. Please, Jay, put up the sponsor of Crates.
TM.
Alright, okay. Tell your dad. Have a crate with your dad and tell him all about it.
Tell your dad.
Tell your dads. Bye.